what is Apple doing about generative artificial intelligence? His answer, well, stay tuned. And it's getting at the idea that your major tech companies, Microsoft clearly, as we just talked about, has this tie-in with OpenAI. NVIDIA, the chip maker, is right on the forefront there. Meta is talking about their generative AI models. Google is going through some well-publicized flops with theirs right now, where I don't know if you
I saw.
Okay, I'm just making sure that you saw some of the stuff that's been going on. What's been your favorite mishap that you've seen from Google's Gemini AI, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, the historical stuff was pretty funny. So I guess let's cover what was happening here. They had this generative AI that could create images and...
Not just images, the text had problems too.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
Yes, this was the latest version they rolled out, had all kinds of issues.
So in particular, this one was rolling out what seemed to be a bias against generating pictures of white people. Or at least that was the allegations from some sides of the story, and certainly seemed like that when it asked to generate images of the founding fathers of the United States. So yeah, and then pulling it and trying to fix it, and yeah, it's been pretty messy for Google over the last few weeks.
So, but again, they're trying, they're failing spectacularly, and I want to get. There's more on that failure that I want to talk about in terms of what it actually means, but we'll get there in a little bit. But Apple is one of the few major tech companies that is kind of just biding its time. Like, they haven't really put anything out. I mean, and this also gets at, like, the question of what are we talking about when we talk about AI? Because when Apple introduced Siri, 8-9 years ago, the idea was, here's this artificial intelligence friend that'll help you do stuff, in your daily life. Google has one too. What is it? Hey Google, and Amazon's got their Alexa, but we're talking about generative AI, which is not tell me what the weather is, but rather, hey, write something about this, or draw a picture about this, or make a video about that.
Mm-hmm.
And investors are saying, hey, Apple, why aren't you doing this? And the reason why these questions are coming up right now is that Apple stock has not been doing great over the last, few months or so. It's down 5.5% year to date, trailing the S&P by about 10%, 11% now. It's completely flat over the last 6 months, and over the last 3 months, it's still down 4.6%. So investors are saying, hey, these companies getting all this buzz about AI right now. Why aren't you doing anything? It's coming up because the share price has been stuck in neutral for the last little bit.
Yeah, so they've killed off their car business. I'm sure you guys covered that over the last week or so. That was another Wall Street Journal report.
It was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
That they announced that they were putting an end to that endeavor. And look, I mean, to some extent, Apple's never the first to market with just about anything, and so I wouldn't expect them to be first to market with anything on the generative AI side either. But look, every time this happens to Apple every once in a while, where you say, okay, you've had some amazing products that have had amazing sales. What's going to be the next big thing that's going to move sales forward? Is it AI? Is it your headset that costs $3,500? What's going to be the next big thing to push Apple into the next stratosphere of sales?